All right. The smell of coffee is in the air. It must be time for another episode of The Art of Struggle. Welcome to another episode of my podcast called The Art of Struggle. You can hear me rant about art, video games, movies, pop culture, CGI, the industry, and much, much more. My name is Fatai, and I'll be your guide as we explore the world of CG, pop culture, and the people who make it all possible. Let's dive in. Spelunky Designer says, if you want to be an indie, then learn how to finish games reliably. So what's the biggest hurdle budding indie developers will face? Your answer will likely vary based on your own experiences. But for Spelunky designer Derek Yu, it's learning how to finish games consistently. Writing in a Twitter thread packed full of advice and insights aimed at aspiring game makers, Yu explained that in his experience, understanding how to effectively move past game jams and prototypes is absolutely critical. He added that it's also important to avoid getting wrapped up in one project for years on end. Time is a valuable resource in its own right. After all, though he conceded, it's a tiny, sweet spot. That's hard to hit. I think it's really important to learn how to finish games reliably, he wrote. To see the beginning, middle, and end of development lots of times, to find the intersections of what you and other people enjoy, to learn how to skirt or overcome the many mental traps along the way. The full thread pasted below is crammed with other useful tidbits, so check it out if you're getting ready to embark upon an indie adventure of your own. So instead of quotes, today I'm going to do Derek Yu's advice for indie developers. So he goes, here's one of his, the first ones he writes. He writes, in my opinion, the hardest step for aspiring commercial indie developers is learning to finish game consistently and efficiently, to move past game jams and prototypes, but also avoid getting mired in a single project for years without end. It's a sweet spot that's hard to hit. Another piece of advice is to try and avoid falling in love with your development tools over the game you're building them for. You will find time and time again that successful indie games are often built with crude tools and or messy code, just enough to get the job done. I've also come to believe that if you show off your game and receive a tepid response, it's generally better to try and finish the game faster and move on instead of extending the development to try and fix what is probably an issue at the core. He also says non-dev feedback is usually the best way to find out if your core ideas are working. Other game developers are more likely to focus on specific criticism, but try to leave you feeling positive and optimistic overall. It's helpful and motivating, but can be dangerous for new devs. He says, to sum it up, I think it's really important to learn how to finish games reliably, to see the beginning, the middle, and end of development lots and lots of times, to find the intersections of what you and other people enjoy, to learn how to skirt or overcome the many mental traps along the way. I want to thank you, Derek Yu, for those statements right there. I want to remind you that, on that note, it seems like he's talking about the art of struggle, like struggling, like getting over those mental traps, those, overcoming them, trying to skirt past them to get to the next level, because the thing that you want is on the other side of that struggle, and not giving up, getting over those mental barriers that are stopping you from achieving what you're trying to achieve. All right? So keep on drawing, keep on painting, keep on sculpting, keep on programming, keep on writing, keep on singing, keep on dancing if that's what you want to do. The life you want is on the other side of your struggle. I want to remind you of that. All right? I want to remind you of that. My name is Ty, and you can catch me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, pretty much wherever you get your social media, meals from. You can watch any of the episodes on YouTube. All right? You can watch it on Facebook, because I started doing that now. Remember that. Boom, done it first. Nobody else has done it before me. Look it up. Just look it up in the dictionary, encyclopedia, Google it. Do what you got to do. But keep on struggling. All right. I want to thank you for listening to another episode of my podcast. My name is Ty, and I'm out.